back with the seniors. Qualifying Heat A versus F to go, with just this being the last of 3 races that we have. It's a good chance for Jacob Mikolev to get another good chunk of points on the board here after a pretty tough weekend the driver from Malta has had. Engines fire up then. Drivers make their way out onto the circuit. Let's take you through that full starting lineup. Roman Kamyab and Marco Gast on row number 1. Timo Ramikas and Jacob Mikolev on row 2. Toby Gale and Emilio Covisto on row number 3. Leo Nilsson and Sebastian Mins on row number 4. They will have Fastawanado and Efim Dudanov on row number 5. Aston Sharp and Dean Pedersen on row 6. From Vilmos Farn and Gino Rocchio on row 7. Marcus Shulkunas and Luna Flusha on row 8. Of Clark Kowalczyk and Scott Marsh on row 9. Vengar Clementson and Daniel Picorni will round out row number 10. Marcus Juncha and Luke Corner on row 11. They'll have Jorn Helder and Charles Jean on row 12, with the final 2 rows being Radek Favre, Lillian Scarborough, Antonio Macedo and Matis Almer. All 28 drivers on this grid are out on track. The points at the moment, of course, Thomas Brenner leads those, 235 ahead of Jürgen Peschel. Craigie has got the maximum points. He is looking to emulate what Oscar Arias has done in the juniors by putting himself up at that sharp end. But he's still got a race to go in that one to find that one out. Drummond currently sits 4th in those points with 181 ahead of Joe Turney. Kamyab currently 6th with 176. A win here would put him into the lead of the intermediate classification by 1 point.
Not quite.
Not quite.
176 would move him to 226.
Sorry, my bad maths. My bad maths. I was 10 points off.
So pretty we know has got either Superheat A or Superheat B. That all comes down to what Craigie does later on. But Kamyab can still get front row.
Yeah.
Very much could get front row. Could be front row for Superheat A as well. Because remember, Kamyab will always win a tiebreaker scenario with anyone because he was fastest overall in timed qualifying.
Yes.
So he could draw level with points with Peschel only if he wins this race, and then it would be tiebreaker time for sorting that one out.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we will have to wait and see what happens here, because out of the final corner they go. We are going to be waiting for the start of this one, and keep a close eye on Kamyab and Mikolev, who will have the ultimate run in towards turn number 1 here. As they enter into the tram lines, it's an early bolt there from Kamyab, and we're going around again. And yeah, that was, I think, just a bit too eager on that power for our pole sitter.
Well, indeed. There's also a very good opportunity here for Kamyab to, in terms of championship score for a single stage, get his best result so far this year. 8th in the very first phase of round 1 is highlights so far this season. The driver who was very competitive in OK Junior last year, of course, wants a bit more than that. Yeah, that was a little bit early on the gas there from Roman Kamyab. Correct decision from Dan Ashton to send that one round again.
Indeed. So we'll see how he can recover back in this one. Obviously, tense moment for him at the start here, because I think he knows that, you know, he needs to win this one. And I think that's putting a lot of pressure on him right now.
Yeah, just to even, if anything, just to get the momentum going again.
Yeah.
You know, he was perfect through yesterday. He started the day very well. Here was also, you know, yes, he lost his winning streak, but you know, it's still a decent result. Yeah, he had that little error in round 4. He could finish here with a win, getting back in the right frame of mind. Are we ready for a race start then here in groups A and F? Yes, we are. We go racing for 13 laps once again here at Rugby. Good start for Kamyab. Oh, as there's drama in the middle of the field, 2 victory lanes going off, and that shows how wet it is out in the outfield there. And was that Marco Gast again?
It was.
And there's more drivers off at turn number 3. So Marco Gast's day has gone completely wrong here at Rugby.
I think the other may have been Sebastian Mins.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, Mins has gone off the same. Jorn Helder also in the background. He had a drama as well. But yeah, Marco Gast, just with that, obviously not the benefit of being able to get away. He had the inside line. But then Sebastian Mins, who was behind the likes of Roman Kamyab, Jacob Mikolev and Emilio Covisto, with the run that they had when he tried to sweep across, he just clipped the front nose of Marco Gast and unfortunately sent him round.
Timo Rabikas on the move here. He also fell down a little bit as a result. I think that's the main reason for why Cambiab has switched. It's not that we did it before and we were thinking about Craigie. I think it's more about the young Belgian here in the 2-0-2 and trying to set him back in the field. Well, it definitely was on this occasion. It's third place at the moment for Ramekers. Ramekers could be looking at a front row grid slot for a superheat tomorrow as well, as Sharp goes down the inside of Rocchio for 8th place. As things stand, Radir first, Cambiab second, Peschel third, Ramekers fourth. This is of course all still with Kenzo Craigie yet to race as, now have we got slow procedure? Yes, we have.
We have.
So slow procedure has been deployed for, I'm right in saying, the first time today. Now, what is this for?
Well, the only driver I can see off the circuit is Sebastian Mins, and that is at turn 1. So, like I say, it was very fast, that moment at T1. Here is his again. So watch Gas on the inside. Sebastian Mins is wheel-to-wheel with him now. Cuts across the front, and just clips the front. I mean, well, Sebastian, it looks like, I don't think there's any injury there. Maybe when he hit the banking, I'm not too sure, but slow procedure is out. If anything, you would have think Marco Gas would be the one under the most pressure on that one because it looked like his foot got run over. Yeah,
tough situation. Both of them going for the same piece of Denmark at the same time, and very unfortunate there to clash. That is one of the things that can happen on a quick race start. So Marco Gas is still continuing. He's 24th on the road at the moment. For Roman Cambiab, this is a test, but not necessarily bad news. He's been able to deal with this situation before. I tell you who else I think will actually be quite happy with this, just to wean off some of the laps here. It's Jacob Mikulev. Running second at the moment, that'll do. That's a nice solid result. It's still very much in the balance as to whether he'll get far into the weekend, but not having some racing laps and not having a Thibaut Ramekers weaving around trying to overtake you is probably a good thing when you're just trying to have a calm run to the end.
I think, well, that's not Oscar Gallon, that is Martin Bean. But, I think for Mikulev, this is going to be... I'm not sure. The results at the start of the weekend were very tough for him.
Yeah.
And he had the good results later on. Of course, the third race he had, he won that. So, that put him right back into the good positions. But then he had the troublesome race earlier on as well. So that's what put him backwards. A P2 here now, so that's 2 good results at the moment and 3 quite bad results.
Well, a middling one,
and then 2 really bad ones. So again, if he is going to get through, it will be at the back of the superheats, and then to get through for the superheats into the final might be a bit too difficult.
Maybe so, but we'll see all of that tonight as it comes out. Do head across to the Champions of the Future website for all of the results as they are confirmed. We're still under slow procedure. This is lap number 4 of 13. For us here. Your race leader is Roman Cambiab, taking Mikulev second. As what's happened there?
Now, is that Aston Sharp?
No, is that a Birrell going into the pit? Was that Toby Gale?
Are we stopping this race?
Yes,
red flag's come out.
Yeah.
So I am not sure what has happened here. No, it's not Aston Sharp. That is the 319 machine that has come into the pit lane. Toby Gale has retired from this one, and red flag's come out. Now the red flag has come out obviously on lap number 4, but it goes back, so it was on lap 2. So it's not a full race restart. It's effectively so there shouldn't be a repair window in this one. I think that's what Toby Gale's trying to say. It's like, can we get this back out for this race? Toby, I don't think you can. I think you're out of this one now because of the lap we're on.
Yeah, or just have to restart from the back because no one's touched the kart.
I'm still seeing yellow flags and slow boards out, but on our screens here, it has gone red in the race. So I'm not sure actually what's happening here, Andrew, at this moment. They are still showing the yellow flags on circuit, but if you are at home and you're watching the live timing, it quite clearly shows a stoppage to the race, but
the digital display over start finish also shows red flag, so that the drivers will be.
And now I'm seeing red lights on the circuit. I'm still seeing a load of yellow flags though, but yes, a very interesting situation that we have got here right now. I am going to say this is a stoppage right now, and we should see this drivers come to a halt on the start-finish line, and they're keeping them all over on the left-hand side. So I am unclear as to what has happened here. The only incident we've seen is that Sebastian Mins and Marco Gast incident. Gast is still on the track. Sebastian Mins seemingly didn't look like he was injured at any point there. He just spun off the circuit. So initially, unsure of the reason for the stoppage here right now. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens on this one. But there you can see race director Martin Bean is currently chatting with one of our technical guys. Darren Clark is out there. Ross Upton also there as well with Daniel Ashton. But, yeah, drivers now out of the karts. We are under red flag at the moment. And I'm hearing that we've got some drivers happening. But, yeah, that's a very interesting situation we've got right now. I'm just trying to get my head around it.
Yeah, me likewise. Just going over some of the results if you've missed them earlier on today. We're midway through this final round now. Here's a replay of the race start. This was the good one. You'll see though, there's the moment between Gast and Mins. Now Mins goes off the road into the grass. It's very wet out there, so his brakes won't have been doing anything at that point, and then goes out of our vision. That's the only thing that we've seen at our end of any kind of incident or action before that slow procedure.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the live coverage here in Rugby. We have been under red flag conditions. We are back now to racing conditions. Drivers have been instructed to go on a slow procedure. And we're going to go through the drivers who have, unfortunately, retired from this race. I will try and tell you that once the timing has all sorted itself out in this one. But can confirm one driver who will not be able to restart on this one is Sebastian Mins. An unfortunate incident there with him going off. Sees him with the medical crews and him unable to rejoin in the race, which is a big shame. Right, so for in this one then, Kamyab was in the lead in that one, was able to get going again in this one. I think everyone else has managed to get restarted in this one as well. It'll be the one lap for them to get formed up. Single file rolling start restart as we were on lap number 4. 3 laps were completed. And let's see what happens. Well, they're going very slowly at the front here, and we are going to go restart racing. So I think he backed them up into each other there, did Kamyab, and he's bolted from the rest. But I think he slowed them right down, too much so that drivers were thinking, oh no, I'm going to stall my kart here. I've got to break out of formation.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scrappy restart to this race, but we are back to green with Roman Kamyab leading this race. Thibaut Ramekes has got past Jacob Mikulev off of that restart, so is up to second place. Everybody else looking pretty good at the moment and continuing to circulate. 27 karts out there, including Toby Gale, by the way. So Toby Gale is there, 5th place on the road in the red and white Birrell ART machine. So he has had he's had the Martinez look in a way at the timing of when everything happened. He had pulled into the pits, but that was on the 4th lap of the race. That was counted back, of course, once the red flag came out. That was the completion of the 4th lap proper, with Kamyab leading from Ramekes, Mikulev, Koivisto, Gale, Nielsen, Arnaro, Sharp, Rocchio and Luna Flusha once again up into the top 10.
Indeed, and right now Still holding firm at that sharp end as everyone trying to push their way through. Other drivers have obviously had the devastating starts on this one. Dean Pedersen, of course, he got the 5 second for the nose cone on that restart. Marco Garcia was involved in that incident, down in 23rd place. But everyone else seemingly having a good run in this one. Luke Cornder having a good run as well. 9 places gained, is up to 13th. Same for Luna Flucia, as you were mentioning, 6 places gained, is pushing through nicely. Drama in the background, though, the 220 going very slowly out of my comments box window. That is Johan Helder for the MP Racing Car team, who is unfortunately tumbling to the back of the field. Eyes on this one, though. Luna Flucia is under pressure from Phil Svan, who's looking to the inside. Turn number 1, wheel to wheel, just squeezing through.
That was very, very close stuff. Sad news, Lillian Scarborough is out of this race. Incident down at turn 7. Confirmed there. Lillian's okay, out of the car, but we'll be watching this race from the Marshalls post until the end of lap number 13. We're into the second half of the number of laps here. We're on lap 7 of 13. Still Kamiab leading from Ramikas. Ramikas has just set the fastest lap of the race, though. A 50.523 as here goes one of the Ricky Flynn's down the inside to take that position. That is the Corner 226 going past Luna Flucia there. Now with the attentions of Clara Kowalczyk as 3 wide nearly for a moment is through. Here is Scott Marsh in the 231. Flucia trying to get her position back. That's another brave overtake from the Spanish driver. Through back up to, what will that be now? That'll be back into 12th place. Clara Kowalczyk again on the move up to 13th.
Indeed. These are some good moves that we're seeing here from this mid-pack. And again, a lot of it will be down to, you know, fresh tyres that have been deployed. Oh, dear me. That's an almighty look to the inside. Vegard Clemenson there trying to get it through. Vegard Clemenson, not seen too much of him this weekend. I think he's had some spills out on the circuit in some of his earlier qualifying heats, but he seems to be on form right now, being assisted with, I think, some fresh tyres on board.
It's good progress in this final heat for all of these drivers. Under investigation, overtaking during the slow procedure for Mattis Omerta. A bit of a problem there for the 303 potentially. Is the 251 on your screens of Jacob Mikulev. This is the fight for 3rd place with Emily Koivisto. This is key for Mikulev. Up in the higher positions, 41 points is what this would be worth at the moment. You never know, with the win that he had earlier, 50 points, and then a bit of a middling result in the 4th round, may still be enough to pull him up into the top 72. And with these bigger points for the higher positions, could even pull him into, I would say it's still a long shot, but if somehow, with how all the maths worked out, then Mikulev, with that big win early on today and potentially another top 3 here, pulls himself into, say, probably around 27th, 28th place in a superheat. If he was to then absolutely nail the superheat with the effective double points at play there, he could still sneak into the final. It's a very, 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 very long shot, but you've got to tip to your hat to him that he's not given up here today.
No, exactly, and that's the good thing about, you know, some of these drivers. You know, when you get a driver who has maybe a bad result here or there, and then they decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to give up. No point doing it. Yeah, head drops and they give up. You know, you don't want to see that. You want to see the driver just going, hey, we've had some tough races, but let's keep on going. They want the positive thing. It's good for the team morale, it's good for the mechanics, it's good for the other drivers, everything like that. And I think, you know, that's what you need more of in this sport. If you get someone who's just been like, oh, you know, a DNF here, DNF there, oh, no, I can't be bothered now, it's over. You know, why are you racing? You know, if you're not going to enjoy it like that, you shouldn't be racing. And that's why when you see these big pushes through the field, despite the dramas that they've had in the early stages, I love it.
It's good stuff. Gino Rocchio's having another good race here, Anthony, for the Monster K factory team. The technology under it, showing with a CRG, of course. But Gino Rocchio's gained 8 places in this race. Now in the 298, just a little bit further back from this group here, and could even be closing in on Leo Nielsen in the next couple of laps as we go towards the end of this one. Although saying that, wow, Leo Nielsen's just at a 49.904. Where has that come from? That is quicker than what Roman Kamiab did in time qualifying yesterday. So the track has absolutely lit up here. I assume that Nielsen is a new tyre runner, but still, that's only on one side of the kart. That is a really quick time from the Swede there.
You know what? I think that is quicker than what Kamiab did.
Yeah, it's quick. Kamiab did
Kamiab's time.
Just sneaked under the 50-second barrier yesterday, and I say that's a 49.90 from Nielsen. Tremendous stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, Roman Kamiab right now, who is leading the way by 0.7 of a second, at this moment is looking to secure a front row start for a pole at the moment. He's in a pole position right now, second in the points with 226. He out-qualified Peschel, but there is still one more race to go for the seniors, of course, which will see the likes of Jensen Burnett and Kenzo Craigie. That might change things up a little bit, but at the moment, yeah, Roman Kamiab is in a pole position.
Is indeed, and well, I've got to say, this has been a very, very good response from Roman Kamiab after the difficulties of round 3 and 4 and the disruption of that red flag. Well, Roman Kamiab said, hang on a minute, I want my lap record for the weekend back. 49.890 for a new fastest lap of the race from the race leader. That will do. Still very close in this fight for third place between Mikulev and Koivisto into the last couple of corners, but race leader Roman Kamiab is going to bring this one home. Will be on the front row in some form or shape for a superheat tomorrow. Right now he's going to be pole sitter for superheat B. He wins for the third time this weekend at Rugby Karting Ring, and it's a dominant victory by 1.1 seconds from Timo Ramikas. Emily Koivisto, Jacob Mikulev, so that position did change on the last lap. Koivisto got through past Mikulev, and that is going to be a change of 3 points for in the intermediate standings for Mikulev. 41 down to 38. So yeah, it's good to see him back up the front, but that could be quite a costly change of 3 points once everything is tallied across this field of senior drivers. Nielsen 5th, Rocchio 6th, Gale, Arnaro, Svan and Derenov all in the top 10. I'll tell you what, we had a little bit of a happy hour, or a happy 2 or 3 laps there. The track absolutely lit up with those new tyres, and everybody was popping in a 49 something in that race. So quite strange in a way to see a new lap record for the weekend being set in the final set of heats, but there we go. Rest of the running order: Sharp, Kowalczyk, Marsh, Garst and Kornder all in the top 15. Clementson, Flusha, Zhao, Shulkunas, Pedersen all record scores in the top 20. Vavra, Macedo, Juncker, Paconi, Omerta and Helder, the last of the 26 finishers in that race. Lillian Scarborough was a retirement after the restart. Sebastian Mins, of course, was out on lap 1.